All right. Hey everyone. How we doing today? I hope well. So, I was on the social media last evening, which is a completely new world for me, and it is boggling to my mind, but it has been a really rewarding, positive experience. And I have connected with a lot of incredible, beautiful people that I would not have if I went to the local farmers market. So one of the people I was in contact with last evening was an old friend that I had lost touch with, and I had worked with him. He is a great person. He is a Louisiana fella, and I'm so grateful to be back in touch with him because he is a great soul. And he used to share a great enthusiasm with me for hot peppers. I am a pepperhead, and I love to get down and dirty with the hottest of the peppers. And when it's painful, that's okay with me. It's going to be good fun times, even though in the moment it seems like it is going to just be torture. So I used to concoct these different salsas with this gentleman, and he always loved and admired them, and he handled it because a lot of people can't. So we used to jokingly have names for these concoctions, and I believe one of them being Louisiana Lightning. So in honor of my good old friend, you know who you are, my brother Oakland, I am going to create a hot pepper extravaganza salsa. But I'm going to bring in some sweetness too because I always love the sweet with the heat. All right, so let's get started. And also remember that if you have any questions or you would like to know what the heck is going on when it comes to the raw food path and inner healing and just feeling, what is that? Great. You can always email me at avocadogrape@gmail.com. And again, remember, I'm not a regular, ordinary guy. I don't spell avocado the way they do in the dictionary. avacado@gmail.com. So really, feel free to drop me a little email anytime, and I'll do my best to get back to you and help you on the path to inner recovery. So, let's start off our salsa with cutting some tomato. So these are really nice local tomatoes that I had picked up at the farmer's market. Now what I do is I cut it, as you can see, into 4s or 5s from the center little nubber. And then I cut it in half because you still can get some from the bottom piece, and the rest I give to the deer. So the deer and I have a relationship back here. So the way I'm going to cut this is I'm just going to dice this, a little slop shop, you know. I don't want it to be too big. It can be small, but I am really just going to do whatever happens right now. I'm just going with the flow. It's working out. I did sharpen my knife today, so that makes all the difference. So let's just get that in here. These tomatoes are gorgeous. I'll tell you, I just always love a good tomato. Unfortunately, we got a little hot spot down there. Otherwise, we're in business. You know, it's nice when you're in a kitchen, you have to, utilize a garbage receptacle and put your scraps to the side. Out here, I am with the animals and they are with me. So they're going to start to pick up on what's going on here. And when I'm going to be making these recipes, they're going to be looking from the trees or the bushes, and they're going to say, there's Josh leaving the goods again. And it's all organic. You guys can take whatever you want. You know we're down. Alright, so again, as you can see, nothing special. Just going to slop and chop that around. Now some of these tomatoes have a little bit of rot, so I'm going to cut off the good piece that I know. Good. And then the bad, gonna come from an angle. Now, here's the thing with fruits and vegetables. Sometimes you get these rot spots, and you can cut them out, as you've seen me do in other videos. And it's no big deal, whatever. And other times it kind of infiltrates and takes over the whole cellular element of the whole food item, and it nastifies it, and it ain't good. So you really got to be careful. And I always like to just taste it. So if I have a little rot spot in a melon or something, you can kind of see what it's going to do, but in a tomato, it can offset the whole entire flavor characteristic. So that's why I always test it on the tomato. Now I have a nice organic bell pepper here. Now I always leave the seeds intact. I know I say the seeds, but I just chop shop with this. I save them too, but for the most part, I'm going with the Roto-Rooter, and I'm going to leave those seeds inside. So we're just going to go bing a bam, bala boom. Nice. That kind of reminded me a little of something they would have said in The Honeymooners. Hope you know what that is, because some of these youngsters don't. So now I already cut my organic red onion, and I'm just going to toss that about. I have it ready to go. Again, about 2 or 3 days. I love cutting onion and having it ready. I know the bioavailability of the nutrients might be a little lessened, but I'm okay with that because I do it so much. All right, so then I got some garlic, and I'm just going to kind of cut a little bit choppy here. You know, just a little bit choppy. I am not going to get specific, but I always bring garlic into my salsas. And then if you say, well, what does a raw food guy use as a chip for his salsa? I like to use zucchini or cucumber. Those are my chips. I'll cut them really thin, and it really takes care of business. Of course, you can use celery or even a bell pepper. You can kind of cut into little scooper dupers, and that will really be helpful too. Now, this is where I bring in the magic, apples. I will bring apple into my salsa. And again, seeds, bing-a-bam, I'll be saving them. This is my own little thing. I had actually seen this in a farmer's market where they had made an apple salsa, and I had tried it, and it was on after that. My life changed because I love apple, and I eat apple every day. You know the whole thing with the doctor a day, apple? Yeah, it's true. If you want to get real technical, I eat 2 apples a day. But really not much more than that because that's a little much. Everything in balance. Sure, I love banana and I'll eat a banana, but I can eat more than 2 of those either. Alright, so we got a little discoloration here on my apple. No, it's starting to go. Okay, so this has got about a day on it. I'm going to eat the salsa tonight, and then again tomorrow I'll be done with it. I'll be jarring it as usual, but I do not waste food. If something is rancid, then God's made his choice. I can't do anything. But if something's going, it's fermenting, or it's just got a little off taste, I'm going to take it. I'm going to accept it because I do not put anything to the garbage. Cilantro, yeah. If you know me a little by now, this is my favorite. Well, beside mangoes, cauliflower, broccoli. Well, I won't bore you. Do love pears. Guys, how did that one? Oh my goodness, and broccoli? Give me broccoli. That'll be good. All right, so we have our cilantro. Nice little touch there, okay? Let's go in, we're gonna do a citrus, I personally like lime. It is to preference. I know that lemon is commonly used, but I'm doing lime. I just love lime. You know, a great drink in the morning, a little cleanse drink, I believe it's an Indian concoction, is some lime and honey and water, or just lime juice and honey. And that is a really refreshing, beautiful thing to have in the morning. All right, that's looking good. Nice. Now we're going to bring in, I am really big on the sea vegetable, a little kelp and seaweed here. I'm just all about it. You're gonna get your iodine. That's essential. We're gonna do sea salt. This is going to be to taste. Don't go hard, don't go heavy. Now it is hot pepper time. I got my jalapeno. These jalapenos have a little bit of heat, and I'm loving it. So let's get that in there. Then we've got our habanero. Now I am pulling, or cutting I should say, the tip off instead of pulling the tip like I usually do, because these are getting a little old and not rotty, but they've seen better days. So I'm just going to cut that as small as I can. Now this guy's okay, so I'm just going to pull it off. You know, everything is individual. Sometimes you meet somebody and you shake their hand and they smile at you and they say, hey, it's nice to meet you. And other times they take their hand away and they put it in their back pocket and they're insinuating that you should be moving on. So these peppers are talking and they're saying, you're invited, or you got to work a little to be with me. That's fine. I accept that. Here we have some serrano. So again, just like the jalapeno, I cut them into fours. And then I just try to cut them as, I don't know, good as I can. Oh, that smells good. I can kind of smell the heat, or I sense it, something. All right. So again, serrano. Oh, you know, when I have a real nice hot pepper that I'm cutting, I always can get a little like tingle tinge in my nose. I can kind of sense like, oh, that's going to be hot. And again, it is welcomed. If I could come back in another life, what would I be? Well, I'd like to be a bear. And if that option was taken and God was like, well, you know, that's used up something else, I guess a hot pepper. I don't know, the ghost chili would be pretty cool, I guess. So I'm just going hard on the hot pepper. I'm not kind of like paying attention to detail, like, well, how many and what's it gonna do. I'm down with what's gonna be done. All right, so we got a little rasp up there. Now, I hope you guys who eat these pepper pieces enjoy them, because they might, you know, be a little much for you. I hope the birds don't do it, because I think their stomachs might be a little sensitive. Huh. I'm gonna have to think about this one. Is it okay for an animal to eat a hot pepper? All right, so I'm gonna put that in here. Cool, I'm just gonna check something here. All right, because last time on my grape salad, I know that the camera ran out, and that was a major bummer. So, I hate to do it, but I do have to use modern man-made gloves, because I have done it the other way. And I'm not going to get into it, and there's some people in my former life that know exactly what I'm about to say when it comes to, it is a very painful experience when you get hot pepper involved in any aspect or part of your body. So, I have some scorpion dried peppers here. These guys are wild. I'm sure you know about them. These are organic. I order them online. And since they're dry, I'm just kind of breaking them up. It's not like a hot pepper where I'm cutting. It's just kind of like crumbling and falling apart. It's almost like you could pulverize these and that would work too. All right? So go chill. Don't go hard. You can go hard on fresh hot peppers. On these dried, like here I have the Carolina Reaper, and then yes, we said the Scorpion. You gotta show respect, especially when it's going to be sitting in a wet concoction like the salsa. It's going to spread the acids and get even hotter overnight even. So you really want to be cautious, because I've done it. I've gone to the furthest depths of pepper madness. Not convulsions, but something that was occurring to my body physically, yes. It's been spiritual, and it has been elevating. It is something that you can only experience to really understand. I have pushed the limits of pepper intake. So I have deep respect. Anybody who knows me knows I go crazy with the peppers. Every day, I usually bring in fresh, hot jalapeno, habanero, serrano in my power salad, because I do eat vegetables roughly once a day, in the evening only, because right now I'm still riding hard on fruit. It was papaya today, grapefruit, banana, apple, and I am going hard. Some pull-ups are coming on next. All right, so I have my Jimmy Jam, or Jimmy Jack, depending where you're from. And we are going to stir this up. I don't know if this is the right spoon. I'm going to get this all together. Same old deal. Let me get this right here so you can see this. Now, first of all, I'm just going to say right off the bat, it's beautiful. All these colors. This is gorgeous. Now, what really makes this dish work is not just the hot peppers, but it truly is the apple, I think. The apple really does it. And if it's in the summer and you have some organic non-GMO corn, that's a great addition. Absolutely. So let's see what's going to go down today. Like I said, you know, when this sits overnight, because I jar it, it is going to give a little bit more pronounced heat. So it's going to be sweet. You know, I used to have salsa parties as a kid. I would be so excited. I used to buy the jars of Tostito. As a matter of fact, the ones I used to use these jars. And I would get the chips, and oh my goodness, it was just always such a party. It was just like a, good times and positive vibration. So salsa for me is a very warming, homey, beautiful engagement of celebratory thoughts and memories. Not all memories are great, but I'll tell you, salsa memories are. All right, so we're mixed up. I'm going to go in. Knowing me, I'm going to say it needs more heat, but let's see what's up. Oh, okay. Well, it's got some heat. Oh, yeah. Okay. Woo! Respect. Okay. It's got heat. Since it has heat, I'm just going to come in with a little bit more. We got some Carolina Reaper here. Oh boy. Okay. So my dear old friend, also known as Oakland, USA, here is your Louisiana Lightning. And if I could ship this to you, let's figure that out, because I will. A little overnight action maybe, with like a little cold pack or something, Let's figure that out. I'll do whatever to bring you back to Louisiana in your mind and heart. All right. So this is, I'll tell you what, by tomorrow, this is going to be making me sweat, and I'm cool with that. I don't always have to sweat from a, exercise regimen. I can sweat from my food too. I accept that, because it is a workout. All right, so here's a nice little piece of some hot something. Wow. It's hot, good. That's hot. I'm down. I'm down. All right. So, woo! That is your Louisiana Lightning salsa. Let's get this going in the jar. You know the deal. This is what we do because we don't waste food. We want it for later. We want to share it with friends. Oh my goodness. You know what really happens too is I'm always talking about relationships with foods. The relationship of garlic with hot pepper is very jolting. It really does something that picks up the game. And I'm always so blown away by a fresh garlic duo shit with the hot pepper. So you guys, this is perfect. I think if you really pay attention to the ratios I did between the apple, the hot pepper, you can go lighter on. It depends if you're a pepperhead. I know some of you are, so go hard. This is just a perfect balance, and the apple again, that is key to this dish. Because if you did not do that apple, you're just going hard. And you know what? I've gone hard, and I've failed. Because I have learned that life is balance. And if you do not juggle things well, and go left to right and in the center, it's going to blow you off the mountain. So, here is Louisiana Lightning, dedicated to my good bud, and dedicated to everybody who likes to open up their heart valves and wake up. So, one love. Remember, contact me through email, avocadogrape, AVACODA, grape, GRAPE, @gmail.com. I will be more than happy to help you. All right, so take care, everybody. Thank you for being here with me again. It's been an incredible celebration, and positive vibrations.